Hi everyone and welcome to the new video. If you are a new YouTuber and you are working hard on your channel and you are waiting for monetization, you are probably curious what will happen next. In this video I will open a new series about behind the scenes and I will show you my analytics and the data of some of my videos. I will also show what works well and what didn't work, so I hope it will be useful and it will save you some time and money. And I will do it from the perspective of the tech channel, which is focused on programming, radiation, science, electronics, and so on. In the future videos, I will also talk about gear I am using. And if you want to see future updates, feel free to subscribe. And now let's get started. Okay, let's start from the beginning and let's figure out what are the YouTube requirements for the monetizing of your channel. We can open supportgoogle.com website or can just search it in Google. And here we can find the page about YouTube Partner Program Overview. Here are some basic rules, like you need to create your channel, you need to enable two-step verification and so on. I'm sure that you already did it. And here is the important part, here are the requirements. So how does it practically works? Technically everyone can upload YouTube videos and make them public, but YouTube will not pay you for these videos obviously. And to get paid, your channel needs to be monetized. At the time of making these videos, the requirements looks like this. For the long form videos, you must get 1000 subscribers and 4000 public watch hours. We can see it here on the screen as well. And for the short videos, you need to get 1000 subscribers and 10 million short views. And there is an important catch here. Short views are not counted in the long form views. I did not know it at the beginning and it was a surprise for me. You can make a lot of short time videos, but it will not count. And let's be honest, 10 million views for shorts is practically unrealistic and I will show you later why. But actually let's start right now and long story short, let's start with shorts. As I mentioned before, from the tech channel perspective, shorts are practically useless, which was interesting to me and it was also disappointing because as we know, YouTube is trying to push their shorts as much as possible. And here is the YouTube Studio and here are the examples of 4 short-term videos I posted last month. What actually happens when you publish the short? And as we can see, the typical graph looks like this. I can enlarge it in more details. So what happens when you publish the short? First you upload it and YouTube is showing to a so-called seed audience. This is generally a random audience. When you publish the video, you originally hope that it will show you to the best viewers, right? But apparently for shorts it doesn't work. YouTube is showing your video to a mostly random audience, which is called the seed audience. And this is the period after the upload where you get the high gain. You can see that the views are growing fast and you may be happy and see, wow, it works. But during this period, YouTube is calculating the statistics. And what happens next? For example, this video was about sodium lamp. It is practically a niche topic that not everyone is interested. And if you go to the analytics and engagement, you can see 2 important parameters, how many viewers stayed to watch and how many viewers swiped away. This is the example of the video that didn't perform well. Not so many viewers are interested in the sodium lamps. And as we can see, only 30% of the viewers stayed to watch. And what happens next? YouTube has an interesting formula for that. I occasionally found it in Google. If you search for YouTube short formula or something like this, I will show you. It's better to do it using the image search. And this is the distribution I want to show. And here we can find this interesting result posted on the X channel. As we can see, there are 2 thresholds here. And only the videos that perform very well, let's say more than 60%, they can get really a lot of views. And for example, if more than 40% of viewers swiped away, your short video will never get more than 10k views. And 60% is an actual threshold for the video to get more than 100,000 views. And obviously, as you can guess, for the tech channel, it practically doesn't work. If you make a niche video about Python programming, it will never get more than 50% viewers of viewing. Most of people will just swipe away, and practically as a short form, this video will never be popular. And this is an example of my video. As you can see, it is a niche topic, and only 30% stayed to watch. And this video performed relatively bad, and it got only 500 views. And don't laugh too much, but the estimated revenue for this video is only 2 cents. Now I can show another video that performed relatively well. For example, this video about the radioactive clock from the 90s. As we can see, this video performed better, 52% viewers stayed to watch. Obviously not everyone is interested in the antique watches, but still 52% of viewers stayed to watch. And this video performed better, as you can see it got 1,500 views, and it gained me 1 subscriber, and the estimated revenue is 14 cents. This is practically interesting because YouTube is trying to push short form videos. Nowadays, if you open the YouTube page, you can see a lot of short form videos here. YouTube is displaying shorts on the main page as well nowadays. It's trying to push it more, but obviously with such a small amount it's just ridiculously small, and it is impossible to take it seriously if you get 14 cents. Maybe I can find the video that performed better. For example, this video about radiation was watched by 60% of viewers, and still, as we can see, it got only 1,000 views and the estimated revenue of 10 cents. Why YouTube is doing this? Well, the answer is easy, because they can. Apparently millions of YouTube shorts are publishing every day, and YouTube can just show the videos with the best parameters that are probably optimized for entertainment. I practically never use YouTube shorts myself. For example, if I click it, I have no idea what do they show. And last but not least, as I mentioned before, these short hours do not count. My initial idea was that even if I publish a short video, I can get more watch hours, but it doesn't work this way. And what about analytics in general? And as we can see, my short videos got 10k views, 170 likes and 16 subscribers. Don't take me wrong, shorts are fun, it's fun to do it, it's interesting to use it to be more familiar with analytics, to see some statistics. But at least for now, short videos are practically useless. I still do them. If I see something that can be posted, I can do it for fun. I posted short videos about some electronics experiment and so on. It's a niche topics and they never got too much views, but they still can be found in the main page, which is cool. So it is fun to do shorts, but just don't have too much expectations from it. So again, don't take me wrong, I'm explaining the short videos from the perspective of the tech channel. If your shorts are mostly optimized for entertainment, or it is a public that is interesting to everyone. I read somewhere that mostly interesting topics are raising the kids, finances, maybe workouts, then maybe your short videos will be better. But at least for me it works this way. And now let's see how it works with the long videos. And here are 4 videos I did last month. There were some previous videos, but they were practically made before the monetization, so it's not a clean experiment. Let's start with the oldest one. I did a video about how vibe coding works for embedded development. I thought it's a cool idea to test, but it's also a niche topic. The idea of this video was to see if I can use AI to make program for ESP32. And as we can see, this video got 600 views, 20 watch hours and 2 subscribers. Vibe coding is a popular topic. If you see it on YouTube, apparently lots of people doing this. You can see this video got 27k views in 6 days. Or you can see video with the 61k views within 2 months and so on. This video got almost 1 million views, so you can get the idea. But apparently this topic is pretty crowded and not so many people are interested in the embedded development. So this video got only 20 watch hours, 2 subscribers, and the estimated revenue was about 70 cents. Which is still way better compared to shorts, but you can get the idea, right? The next video I published performed relatively well. As you can see, it got 2.5k views, and it was a review of the Meshtastic Health-Tech board. And as we can see, it is relatively popular, the views are still growing. This video got me 250 watch hours and 15 new subscribers. And as we can see, the estimated revenue for this video was $10 US. Of course, it's still a niche topic and lots of people are stopped watching. It's a technical video, it's a review of this board, and not everyone is interested to see all the parts. Still, I think it performed relatively well. Also, it can be interesting to know that revenue per 1000 views can vary from video to video. It depends on the audience, on the geography, and so on. For example, people in the US can pay more compared to people from India, and so on. Last but not least, my English is not native, so probably most of my audience are not from the US or UK. The next video about irradiation experiment was fun to do, and as we can see, it got almost 3K views. I did it mostly for fun and I enjoyed it. And let's see how it performed. It performed relatively okay, but as we can see, the views are growing not so fast. It's hard to say how the YouTube algorithm works. Apparently the YouTube algorithm is prioritizing new videos, or maybe most of my viewers already watched it and it's not showing often on the main page. Still, this video performed relatively well. It got 200 watch hours and 19 subscribers, and the estimated revenue is about $5. In the last video I published only several days ago a review of the radio code radiation detector. Just to give you the idea, this radio code detector cost about $300, so it is not free. I bought it myself and it was not sponsored and it was fun to do it. As you can see, it is a relatively new video. It was published only 10 days ago. Of course, radiation is a niche topic. It got 50 watch hours and 5 new subscribers. But the estimated revenue for now is only $1.3, which obviously didn't even cover the cost of the device that was reviewed. It was a review of this radiation detector and some tests, so you can get the idea. And as you can guess, the revenue even didn't cover the cost of the radiation detector itself. Still, I did it for fun and it was nice to do it. So what's the summary? I can select the last 28 days for my videos, and for all my videos, including the old ones and the new ones, the estimated revenue is about $42, which obviously do not cover the cost. For example, only several days ago, I ordered a new Lidlum radiation detector, and as you can see, it cost about $850 plus shipping plus import tax. So as you can guess, this revenue doesn't cover the costs. And as a summary, I can tell that monetization is only beginning, it's not the end. It's not like a fall of free money or passive income, it's only the beginning of the journey. As a tech channel, you need to invest a lot. You can buy new hardware, you can buy new equipment that you will use for the tests. For example, for this video about the radiation test, I use several radiation detectors, I will use several objects, and all this cost me money. I bought it all on my own, and obviously it strongly depends on the niche. And how does it work for you, by the way? Maybe you are making completely different videos, and you can tell that I am an idiot and you are doing it much better. Write in the comments below, I will be curious to see your answers. And that is it for this video, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new, and I will start this new series about under the scenes from the tech channel perspective. I will talk about gear, about software, and about what works and what doesn't work. If you have specific questions, write in the comments below, and if I can answer it. Feel free to press like and subscribe if you like this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.